And now to a project that marries 21st century technology with first century religious texts. The Israel Antiquities Authority has teamed up with Google to digitize the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, the ancient manuscripts, they were first discovered in 1947 on the northwest shore of the Dead Sea and are the oldest known texts of the Hebrew Bible. And since 1965, you've had to go to Jerusalem to see the scrolls, but now they are available online. And this is what you can find on the website. 1,200 megapixel images of 5 of the manuscripts. That's almost 200 times higher in resolution than those you get with a standard camera. And with this one, the Great Isaiah Scroll, you can search by column, by chapter, and by verse. And you can even click on the Hebrew to bring up an English translation. Now, the Dead Sea Scrolls project is designed to make the manuscripts interactive and accessible to everyone. And Yossi Matias helped bring that idea to life. He is the head of Google's Israel's Research and Development Center. And welcome to Newsstream. And first tell us, what can I learn and what can I do with the Dead Sea Scrolls digital project?
Well, hi, Christine. So first, this is a project with the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. And this is really, we're privileged and honored to be able to work with them and help bring some of the Dead Sea Scrolls online. This is really about enabling every person to access those 5 scrolls that we just made available online. And as you mentioned, search and access every verse, for example, in the Isaiah scroll, and even share it with their friends and colleagues through social networks.
Now let's go behind the scenes. How did you go about scanning thousands of ancient scroll fragments? How did you and the team do it?
Well, the digitization is done by the content owners. In this case, what we announced today is launching 5 scrolls. These are complete scrolls which are owned by the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. And they were actually doing the scanning with Ardon Bar Chaba. And we were using cloud technology to make them accessible online. So the power of cloud technology is that you can take these high-resolution images and make them available through any browser, even through a mobile phone. And every verse in the scroll of Isaiah can actually be accessed on its own. So if I would search for wolf and lamb on the Dead Sea Scroll site, which was launched this morning, I would find the verse, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and then I can take, say, the particular segment of that verse, share it with others through Google Plus or Facebook or Twitter or by email, and anybody then can, in one click, have direct access and see the text as it was written over 2,000 years ago, the very same text, which is pretty powerful, especially for students, for anybody who's learning the material. So we believe that this is a very strong engagement and in a way connects people to their heritage across so many years.
You can search, scan, and now share the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is new technology, but have you talked to historians about whether or not it offers a new perspective on ancient society and the scrolls themselves? Well,
the scrolls, of course, were well studied, and there are many books actually written on them. So their availability was already there to some extent. The hope, of course, is now that this is going to be even more available to more scholars over the world. They don't need any longer to come physically to the shrine of the book in order to study them in detail. In a way, they can use the web to study them in more detail than they could in naked eye. And this is now open not only for scholars, but also for the general public. So obviously the value, the archaeological value of these scrolls is already well known, well established. And now it's an opportunity for everybody to appreciate it and to open it up for even more scholars to have access to that.
And also, why did Google do this? How does this project fit into your overall mission?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So this is really an excellent fit to our mission, because really our mission is to organize world's information, make it available in a ubiquitous way to everybody. And I cannot think of more important content to be available to people than heritage, cultural, historical archives information. Now, the Israel R&D Center started out this project, actually a broader project in a way, by collaborating with the Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum. This has started a few years ago, and we launched a few months ago. And soon after, we observed that actually the opportunity to have access to documents and collections is even broader. There are many collections out there which people care about. It's about their history, their heritage, their culture, and really what we'd like to have is everybody to have access to this content. So this has started out kind of these partnerships. And at some point, we met with the museum, with James Snyder and also George Blumenthal, who was a facilitator. And we identified we have a shared vision about making this content available online. And in the course of a few months, we actually took this digital material or digitized material and made it available through that site. And the way we view that is this is part of a broader project. There's a lot of more heritage and cultural and historical content out there. And obviously, we'd love to see as much of it online and accessible to everybody. And leverage on the most modern technologies to see that, to have the engagement, the experience, the access. This is really something very powerful, and we believe that people can actually get better understanding of this heritage and culture if they have better access to this information and content in a more engaging way.
And you said it is a very powerful application of Google technology. Thank you very much for sharing your story and your new project with us here on
Thank you very much, Christy.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Now, the founder of Facebook...